Hey, what's going on, guys? Here, Galaxy Games with Robbie Riley. This video is a bit late, 2 weeks after the event, but he got 18th place at the South Park PA Regionals. I believe it was on the 11th of February, the first weekend of the new ban list, the new format, and he was playing the Midnight Furries, Lunalight. So,
yep, surprisingly, it actually did something.
Yeah, take it away, man.
All right, for deck profile, I did 3 Tiger. This is a monster born, essentially. Especially are negated when they come out, but Kaleido Chick, which is a card in here, you'll see what made the deck actually really viable. Since its cost, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
3 Wolf, she's just Miracle Fusion for the deck. These are the only pendulums that ever came out for the deck. Don't understand why they really gave them pendulums, but they were these 2 cards are like the core of the deck.
Yeah.
And this is the card that came out in, what was it? I don't even know what it's called now. CIBR.
Circuit Break.
Circuit Break, thank you.
Yeah.
That made this deck very, very good. She is essentially a better fusion tag because she copies the name of a monster it sends, and then she also
sends that monster to the grave.
yeah. So yeah, you have 2 copies of that card essentially into play. And also, this came up a lot as well. The people playing Battle Traps, surprisingly, Mirror Forces and stuff. I played against 2 Paleo player, and because when this card is banished and you banish it from your Wolf to fusion summon, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects on the battle phase. So that came up a lot at the regional against the 2 Paleo players at least.
And don't forget the fact that you can add Poly from grave if you send it to grave by card effects.
Yeah, yeah.
That can be decent too.
Yeah, for sure. Next is the card that everybody knows, Black Sheep. People played this in Zoo. It's just polymerization.
Yeah.
And then for the 1-ups, I played 1 of each of these. This is really only played because it's nice to bounce like some back row. Strikes and stuff don't hurt this deck really, because it's a fusion summon. They can't strike a fusion summon. But this outed anti-spells, this outed Imperial Order. It could have came up once at the regional. I did get Imperial Order 1 time against a Paleo player. But funny story is, and I'm so sorry for him, he won the dice roll and went first, I believe. Regardless, he went first.
Right.
And he activated Desires, banished a bunch of cards, set 5 back row, and proceeded to pass his turn. And how the duel ended up was me just beating him down with Kaleidos and stuff, because again, he activated Imperial Order against me. I didn't have this card. And he showed me afterwards, he banished every single one of his frogs.
Oh, wow.
Like not 1, not 4, but all of them. It was bad.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Did you ever miss a second cat? Because I know you've messed around with 2 cat.
No, I love the 1 cat. Actually, as I explained a little bit earlier before the video started, I actually ran cat into a bunch of monsters just to get her effect. When she's destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon a monster from your deck, and a lot of times I special summon my Kaleido Chicks or stuff like that. And I also play a card in here you'll see pretty soon that was able to abuse with that destruction as well. But
Yeah.
next, that's actually the end of the Lunalights, surprisingly. There's not very many, but it's just the core ones are so good.
Yeah.
Next is the Kaiju engine. I run 2 of the Dark because I play Allure of Darkness, and then 2 of these. It's because they work out. I mean, I like having this one be able to be on my side, but it all works out more or less. And a lot of times I find myself like having these 2 together, probably because I side and nerf the Kaiju Slumber, and that 1100 damage is just enough to cause game in some scenarios. Of the OTKs in this deck, because this deck is OTK.
Yeah, you just summon Leo and have Slumber, and that can on its own can be an OTK.
Yeah, it can. Next, the card that I loved, and a lot of people, even the locals, even today, still ask me, because I played this at locals today, why I played this card. But I played 3 Astrograph Sorcerer. We cannot pendulum summon anything besides Lunalights because of Wolf's effect. It literally says on there, this effect cannot even be negated of only being able to pendulum summon Lunalights. But this protects you against things such as the Pendulum Trap card, Ogre, when you try to activate Wolf Diffusion Summon, and everything else like that. However, at the event, what I did was, this is what I used Blue Cat with. I crashed Blue Cat into so many monsters just to be able to summon this card. Because surprisingly enough, the way to beat this deck is to, I mean, everybody's playing 3 Ogre, is to Ogre Wolf. That's the way you beat this deck. And I didn't get Ogre at all the whole day. It was insane. So this card was not only dead in my hand, but because I couldn't use it very well, I had to do other means to bring it out, which is still fine. An extra 500 body on the board was really fine.
Yeah.
There was even times where I Dark Hole, I summoned Kaleido Chick, send another Kaleido Chick, Dark Hole my board just to summon this, and then add another Kaleido Chick. It plays like that actually came up. Next is 3 Ash Blossom. I didn't want to play any hand traps in this deck at all. That's why I didn't play Ogre or anything else in this deck either. But the only reason I played Ash at the event, I actually borrowed him off the Hooper and I gave him back to him. So these are actually actually the man behind the camera right now.
It's the Smallville.
I got rid of mine a long time ago, but the point is with this deck doesn't really need hand trap. It OTKs you no matter what. If you have a bunch of board, if you have like even like now the board of Naruto and the Lightning guy and everything, like typically we're able to play through 2 negations, or we have a kaiju and play through 1 negation. It still works. So these don't really help us that much. But again, the only reason I played this card because I didn't want to lose my hand of Reincarnation.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I played this card. If Reincarnation wasn't a thing, I bet you this thing wouldn't be as expensive as it is. No one likes to lose the Reincarnation, or better yet, get Joel unlocked for your whole hand. So that's the end of the monsters. But again, like if you wanted to play this deck without this, I play with that. I played with it today without it, and it's totally viable. You don't need to spend a lot of money in this deck. This deck is so cheap. Next is 3 Tankies. Just searches everything in the deck besides the Wolf.
Yep.
Very good. Next, as I said, the Tiger was a monster born in this deck. Here's 3 more monster borns in the deck. This card is literally the nuts. If you have this and Kaito Chick, those 2 cards is enough for game most of the time. But it's really good to have a Kaiju as well, if possible. But this thing is literally a monster born, as I said. And then also you can pitch a card, banish this, pitch a card to the graveyard, and then add any Lunalight monster, which this is the main way of searching Wolf. Next is 2 Poly. You got to play Poly in this deck. You don't really use Poly that much, but there's scenarios where you do. Especially like when you get anti-spelled or something, you can set this and then still play next turn, hopefully.
Yeah, it's nice for the deck to fend off the Black Sheep, and also to have a way to get like Black Sheep engraved with this card effect to have fuel in your graveyard for your summons.
Right, especially because Wolf as well, it can only banish things just like Miracle Fusion from the field and the graveyard. So if you can't get cards in the graveyard, you can't fusion summon properly. Right. Next is 2 Allure. I tried it at 3 a while ago, when Gofu was at 3, I believe. Yeah, even then. And it just wasn't that good. Or was Gofu still at 1?
I think it was Gofu at 1.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it wasn't that good. You never really want to draw this card, but this is just Ash Bait. You activate this card, and it's like, oh, okay. Then activate this next card, Desires or Tenki, or then this can't get ashed. Like, Allure Darkness is totally Ash Bait.
Yeah, and you don't want to see multiples of it.
Right, you really don't, because a lot of your dark targets you want. Right. You don't want to banish them. Like I said, 2 Desires is just Desires. Top deck, I hope you win. 2 Foolish Barrel of Goods to send the Monster Borns of Lunalight Perfumes. And then I've also played both the board removal cards besides Interrupt Kaiju Slumber, because I wasn't always guaranteed to go second.
Right.
And then Monster Born.
Yeah, so you have 7 total Monster Borns.
7 total Monster Borns in this deck. And just because I remember, I want to mention it too. Winning the dice roll still mattered, in this format, whatever, because there are players going second, or decks that play going second. But typically, most of the time, most of my duels, how I ended up was whether I won the dice roll or lost the dice roll, I still won the dice roll because they always wanted to go first.
Yeah, this deck's designed to go second.
Yeah, 100% going second.
I think you said the only 2 matches you lost right today were ones where they made you go first.
Yes. At the end of this, I'll explain that real fast. It's just, I lost to both players who made me go first.
Yeah. And then, in case you didn't mention it, the goods, like the Send the Perfume, the reason is because it has the graveyard effect, banish, discard a card to add any Lunalight. So usually like Wolf or whatever you need.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
I'll go off the extra deck. I play 2 Underclock Taker. The card's really good. I side deck Mind Control as well, so this is just to make sure any monster I have in the field, see it, Dylan, was able to just get off the field immediately. Yeah. 2 Caustic Magician, because Kaleido Chick, I'll show you real fast at the end of the video as well. With this, it's so easy to summon this. So this is I call Hacky Sack Magician, because I play main deck Kaijus. I Hacky Sack the Kaiju back to my hand. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Deco Talker and Borload. I summoned Deco Talker a lot, but I didn't summon Borload at all that tournament. I just never really need to go into it. You have OTK with just your fusion monster.
Yeah.
For the XCs, I played these 3. I did summon Booster a lot. There are times where you open like a decent hand, but your Wolf does get over or something. But up there, like I said, it didn't. But it was Heavy Storm Duster. There was a bunch of the trap for many things. Still kill your wolves and stuff. So this is just an alternative means to go into to wait for another wolf or something.
Yeah. It's sometimes just better than a Leo Dancer if you're forced to go first.
Yeah, for sure. And then for this fusion lineup, I played 1 Cat, 3 Panther, and 2 Leo. If you don't win with 2 Leo, you just lose anyway. Panther is I play 3 because you have to send 1 automatically off your Kaleido check, and then you might want to summon 1. Excuse me. A lot of the times I have a 3rd because there's time where you want to send another monster to your graveyard and you desire too many away, or you just want to have that extra material in the graveyard because you always use Kaleido checks to send something. It's just another target to be able to banish for a Lunalight target.
Yeah, there are those weird situations where Pampered Dancer can be an OTK on her own too.
Oh yeah, if your opponent has a lot of monsters, like in spirals, if you like artifact sink them or sight them or some reason, or what else can you do to stop them? There's a lot of things you can do to stop them. Today, actually, against a Pendulum player, he pendulum on a bunch of monsters, and I had a Bagusta out. No. I forget how it ended. He ended up with a bunch of monsters on board, and I just summoned this and just was able to beat him down every single time.
Yeah.
Like he died from this card.
Right.
But one thing I do want to say, for this being a cheap deck and everything, and if anyone tries to play it for fun, because I played it for fun, surprisingly I got an invite with it. But play the 2 with this. That was my mistake. There's many times I needed a second one of this, not because you wanted to summon it, because you need to send off Collider to gain its name to summon this. So this was needed it too. I really wish I played it too.
Yeah, so maybe cut like one of the Akashics, one of the Underclock Takers, because you didn't really summon 2 that much.
Right. I would probably keep the Underclocker 2 and Akashic down to 1, because you didn't really need 4 of these. Any game I summon one of this or one of this, I won OTK.
Right.
As I said, I'll explain my matches at the end real fast. I'll try to on this as well. For the side, these are 3 Veiler. I sided them in against one guy I lost to. It was Dark Spiral, that played the Mare card.
Yeah.
But these are Veilers. Right now they're Eater Millions. 2 more Kaijus and the Inter Kaiju Slumber, because it's just Kaiju, Hacky Sack.
Yeah,
GG.
so 6 Kaijus in Slumber total.
Yeah, a lot of Kaijus.
Yeah.
I wish I had another dark one, but I mean, I wanted different names as well.
Right.
The rest are like cards in early sided in. 2 Twin Twister, 2 Cyclone. I didn't side those at all. 3 Wavering Eyes. Surprisingly enough, I didn't side this card at all because I didn't play it against 0 Pendulum Editions. 0. That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then 2 Mind Control. I wanted to play 3 of this, but I only had 2 before I went up to the event. I sided in a few times, but I don't think I saw it at all. So this card's really good for Underclock Taker, as I said. It's just simple. Take your opponent's monster, link it away, and then most of the time they have an open board.
Right.
So, but going off my matchups really fast. Like I said, they were all 2L. To explain them, had some meta matches. I played against Trickstars. I played against Paleo players. I played against the Spiral player. The 2 players I lost to, as I said, were one Trickstar player. It was going second Trickstars. He won the dice roll, and then what happened was he made me go first. I ended up with just a Kaleido check and a bunch of Kaijus and stuff. And what I did, I just normal summoned this, sent another one of herself, and that's all I could do. I passed my turn, because I think my hand was actually Dark Horror Yeki and 2 Kaijus in this. And what he did was he activated Terraforming, got the field spell, activated Terraforming, got the field spell, activated Terraforming, got the field spell.
Oh yeah, you had basically just the battle.
Yeah,
OTK.
and I'm like, oh, okay. And then he canned Demon for Lilybell, attacked directly for Lilybell, attacked over this, tagged out for 3 Licorices, tack, and when I drew for turn, it was so dumb.
Yeah.
And then game 2, it was game 2. Game 2, I OTK'd him. Game 3, he just immediately activated Reincarnation. My hand was bad anyway, but I was happy about that. But as soon as I drew off of Reincarnation, he drolled me, and I just kind of looked funny because he didn't have double draw or double Reincarnation draw. Like I didn't add a card, which I could have. He didn't wait for nothing. He just did it, and I asked, like, that seemed really inefficient. Why would you do that? And he just replied, he didn't know what my deck did, so he just wanted to do that. It won. I mean,
yeah, because the
surprisingly
deck
it
does
won.
add some.
Yeah, it surprisingly it actually did him well, but I don't know. It was so strange. I was a little upset about that. I lost in the weirdest way. But again, I was playing Jank, so I can't be too mad about it anyway.
Right.
And then the Spiral player I lost to. So I lost round 2 and I lost round 4, and then I had to win 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it was kind of crazy, like having to play all these other players in top tables with this deck.
Right.
But the Spiral player was the same way. He won the dice roll, made me go first. Surprisingly enough, I did the same thing. I summoned Kaleido Chick, and then that's all I could do.
Yep.
So then he went and he mind controlled my Kaleido Chick immediately, and I was like, okay, this is strange. And then it was the Spiral player. He did the whole Mare play, popped I think one of my scales or something, and then brought Mare, did the whole decay thing. That was it. Game 2, I OTK'd him immediately. Like I drew the nuts. He had no Ash, no Ogre. I just OTK'd him immediately. He's like, wow. I'm like, yeah. And then game 3, I made Baguska, and thought I'd at least be a little okay. And then he mind controlled that as well. And then I still died.
Yeah. Pretty good.
So the 2 players who made me go first actually made me lose. Everybody else who either I won the dice roll against or lost the dice roll against and made them go first, they got OTK game 1 because I told everybody but my last player. I really want to extend my last player. I played round 8. That was crazy. But I 2'd everybody, and then they still. I'm sorry, I beat them OTK, and then game 2 they still just decided to go first. They had no idea what my deck did besides OTK, and then I OTK'd them immediately after every single round. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
So my last round though, funniest thing ever, I played against Meadowville FA.
Okay.
It was really fun. I've never played against them. I was just lucky enough that the Ashes actually came up and play. I played Ash against his field spell, trying to add him or something like that.
Yeah.
I had no idea what they did. He showed me afterwards. But if you would have got that synchro guy out on me, I don't think I would have been able to beat him.
That thing's really good.
Yeah,
really hard to get over.
Even my Leo Dancer, if he had like level 7 or higher, I wouldn't be able to beat him. So, I mean, it was fun. So the point is, though, is the FA Meadowville or Lunalight was going to make it. I was just the fortunate one to make it.
Yeah.
But so I want to show this real fast, how like it literally can be like a 2-card OTK. This is against an open board, having 2 cards. Actually, I guess that's be 3. Any card to pitch, so whatever. But you can also summon Kaleido Check. You send another Kaleido Check. Activate Perfume. Special summon this Kaleido Check.
Yeah,
and you
so
activate
2.
Yep. And you activate this one to send Panther Dancer.
Right.
And then what you do is, this will be in the grave. You can link these away if your opponent has a monster. This is why it's better to always have a Kaiju, because you would Kaiju, in that zone, and then hacky sack the Kaiju away. Right. But let's say the board was open, or you had a Kaiju. Either way, the point is you have to have one of this or Underclock Taker. This is always better though because it hacky sacks the monster away. Yeah. So these go to the grave. Then you activate this by banishing this and pitching any card to your graveyard.
Yeah, so it's essentially a 2-card combo, but really free because you need some kind of card to
Yeah,
discard
right.
Perfume.
Mm-hmm. Which a Kaiju is actually really good to do that, because how a Kaiju works is you Kaiju them, hacky sack it back to your hand, and then use the Perfume and pitch the Kaiju back, because you add it back. So
I mean, or if you have a second monster on your opponent's side you need to get over, you essentially can Kaiju again if you needed to.
Yeah. Next, you search the wolf off to the Perfume.
Right.
You activate the wolf, banishing all 3 of the monsters you sent already, because it's a Miracle Fusion.
You got 2 Lunalights plus Panther for Leo.
Then you're able to summon the Leo Dancer, which she attacks twice. She can't destroy a battle. Can't destroy card effects. Can't be targeted, and it's just that's 17 and 7,000.
Yeah, and then after it attacks, it destroys all special summon monsters your opponent controls.
Yes, during the damage step too. So a lot of things can even negate it.
Yeah, and then of course you have the Kaleido Check banished, which means no card effects to your opponent during the battle phase.
Yeah, this Rex locals I played. Excuse me. This hurts Cosmos in general. Cosmos can't float.
Yeah.
This will also stop some of the Paleo players from using their battle traps as well, which is great.
Right.
But they couldn't even book immune this. I think no, they couldn't book immune. They couldn't target. I remember.
Right.
But there's just it was Quaking Mirror Force.
Yeah.
Game 1 I actually ran into Quaking Mirror Force. I made Diamond Dire. No, I'm sorry. It was not Quaking Mirror Force. It was the Foolish Barrel puts you face down. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been like 2 weeks since that event now, but but that was deck profile. Like I said, it was really fun. I went 6-2, losing to those 2 players that I explained to. It was crazy being at top tables with this deck. It's a very fun, cheap deck.
Yeah.
I recommend to anybody who wants to have some fun at locals or go to an event with it. I mean, you might be thinking you might lose since you're choosing to go second to Dimensional Barrier, and you can. You definitely can. I got Dimensional Barriered probably 6 times at the event, but I still OTK through them. So a lot of times it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. A lot of times it doesn't matter if you get debarriered.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you for the deck profile, Robbie. Congratulations on your success with this awesome deck. Remember, guys, to like, comment, subscribe, and catch you guys next time.